Here we go. I always hate doing these. It's okay. It's okay.
Let's go. Let's go.
What's going on, everybody? It's your host of Achieving Valhalla and your director of esports for Valkyrie, Tyler or Shadow, whatever you want to call me as. With me today, I have a very, very special guest with me who's returning to Valkyrie, or has returned at this point, Mr. JJBlazt. How are you doing, sir?
Well, I'm doing fantastic, man. Anytime I'm in Valkyrie apparel or with Valkyrie family, it's a good time. So.
Oh yeah, I'm about to say you look great in the Valkyrie jersey as always. It's a little outdated. I'm gonna have to update that soon. Just saying.
It's my third time around the block or something. You know what I mean? I got what I got. I got the old school one too. I have back home. I have like the really old one with the old logo.
Really?
Remember that when I went through my closet like a while back, I saw that and that brought back good times.
Okay, gotcha. Well, you know, for those who don't know who JJ is, you mind introducing yourself to all the new people?
Yeah. So my name's JJ. I'm a Rainbow Six Siege player, PC. I've played under Valkyrie like 3 times since my Siege career, you can say. I first started playing them back in like 2020, I think, when I was like first starting to like kind of come up in Siege. When I was like 16 years old. And I played like for Valk for like probably like over like almost 2 years of my life at this point. So I've been playing comp Siege for a while. Had a lot of high highs, a lot of low lows. Some of it on Valkyrie, some of it not. But I would say coming off a weird 2020-23 too. First, I would say the first 6 months of 2023 was probably like my best year of Siege ever, and then the last 6 came crashing down. So weird spot, but optimistic for the future. So yeah, I'm JJ.
Okay, well, it's nice to talk to you again. We have worked together in the past. This was a long time ago. It was actually before your first stint with Valkyrie, because I did get you here the first time. It's been a little while. So it's kind of cool that we finally get to work together again after all these years. Kind of like helping each other's like careers like come up for your playing me management. So it's kind of crazy, you know. So obviously you've been playing since you said 2020, I believe 2019, around that time.
I've been playing Siege. Like I started on Siege like when I first came out, like in, like the 2015 beta or whatever it came out on PlayStation. But yeah, I made the switch to PC around like 2019, I think. It was my freshman year of high school. And that's when I kind of started playing comp. And for context, I'm in my second year of college now. So like I've been playing like PC comp for like 5+ years now. So yeah.
Okay, well, okay. 5 years later, here we are. So what do you know, up to this point of your career, what have been some of like your biggest accomplishments? Some of like your goals you've checked off the list that you've done the past 5 years, and what's some still goals you're trying to obtain?
So for me, like in my accomplishments in Siege, and also like my goals, like I don't know, I've been like very disappointed in myself and like what I have achieved in the time I've been playing. I mean, the speed run it. The first like year on PC was really like a learning experience. Like I would like pretty much I count like my first Valkyrie team was like my first real team that actually could compete, and we got into most of the leagues, but we didn't place high. Like we were all newer. Oh, it was expected. It was a learning transitioning period, and then there's a time like where I got 2 players X24 into Steam, and both were really good, and we had a really good run on Valk. And then we went into like. I think that's like towards the end of the first Valk roster when we kind of ended up switching orgs at that point. But like we went into CCS and we qualified for CCS, and I was like 16 at the time, so I was like still like kind of my first like beginning of my second year like PC comp, and like for that was a big goal. And then we kind of underperformed in that, and I feel like that's kind of been a big like storyline for me. I think underperforming to expectations, at least that I set for myself, and most of the time the community sets. But then, like, nothing really happened for me until, like, I kind of turned 18. When I got on a team with, I made, like, one team again for Valkyrie on my second go-around with Gavin, Packer, David Rainbow. And to this day, I think that was, like, the best team I ever played on. And we just got really unlucky because there was no leagues or anything during that time. It was just, like, CL quals and a couple, like, 2 months of scrims and then CL quals. And we lost in CL qual finals. And both Gavin and Packer went on to Pro League and beat Beasts in Pro League and everything. And then that team just kind of all apart. But then next thing you know, 2 months later, I'm right back there in CL qual finals with my new team that of like Riot, Twizzler, and Rainbow was still there. And then we lost like a heartbreaking 7-7 map 3 that like all the community knows about that game, the Pox on Lock Squall game. Because if we won that game, we would have been like old CL format. That would have been a huge accomplishment. That's kind of like the big thing that I'm like chasing still, like the real CL success. But I mean, like I kind of mentioned earlier, I did have I would consider 2023 actually relatively successful, all things considered, especially the first half. I think I was on that Wildcard Aces roster, X-Wichita Wolves, whatever. Like, we had a lot of orgs under the time, but we had a pretty successful year, all things considered. We won the online major quals, which was a huge prize pool. We had some solid success in leagues, and then towards the summertime, it didn't really pan out how we wanted it to. But yeah, I've had some good success. Like the online major quals was one of the biggest things. Like we won. I've gotten a good amount of like top fours in some like higher T3 leagues, but it's kind of just that CL success that I'm chasing right now, and that's what like that's like the goal. I've like kind of like went away from like just like stockpiling every like the biggest goals in the imaginable. I just want like one step at a time. That's how I view it right now. And the first step technically right now is all the minor leagues we're gonna play in coming up on this next cycle of Siege. But I mean, obviously the main goal is like perform well and have a very good placing in the next element stage.
Okay, yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, we did pick you up towards the in the yards E2 run. For you, for you to come back. Let me put it like that. And you know, and you told us like, you know, you were very disappointed in the placing, obviously. So you know, that was kind of like a good mental, you know, reset. That, you know, cause I don't think you really played much after that, if I remember correctly.
So what happened was we played Element 2 with our roster, and going into that one, like we were not very happy with the roster. We like, at least I wasn't very happy with the roster we had put together for that. But it was kind of at the situation where we were kind of like, we just got to play it at this point. We were already invited. So we were trying our best, but I don't think anyone on that team really expected anything that great. So like, going out 0-3 wasn't really a surprise to us. I just like kind of wish we put ourselves in a better position before it came to that. However, we honestly, like after Element ended, like 'cause we were literally like the first team eliminated. So that gave us like a good like month just to take off and hit a mental reset. Like I went back home to see family and stuff, so like that was like very much needed, and kind of like just like erased all like the negativity about that run.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, we all need that from time to time, especially, you know, it's around the holidays and everything. So that was probably like the best time if something like that happened. So you could go see family, enjoy your time off from, you know, from school for you and everything. Yeah. So, you know, that was probably a really good. It sucks, but at the same time, it really helped out at the same time. Yeah. But you know, going to 2024, there were some roster changes made. Obviously, we brought on, excuse me, we brought on Hitman and Spider, and it's you. Is it Deity? Deity. I'm sorry, Deity. Yeah. Don't hate me after that.
No, everyone gets that wrong. Everyone gets that wrong.
I about to say, I don't know how to say that man's name. I'm gonna have to like get the first name or something like that. And then it was Anti, but by the time this comes out, this will be no knowledge. But he has stepped down to the substitute role, and y'all bringing on what was his name? Rival.
That's Rival.
Right. Yeah. So you know, going into 2024 with this roster, what's like some goals and what you really excited for with that roster?
So I've kind of categorized this as like the Jordan Last Dance. Okay. I like a couple people on the team have that same like mentality to where like been doing Siege for a while now. I still love it. I still love competing. I still love getting on to practice every day. But I really want to see results now, and if I can't really get that results anymore, I don't know if I want to like keep like sacking time into this, if that makes sense. So I've tried to build the absolute physical best roster I could going into this Last Dance kind of run, and at the conclusion of E2, like the roster was me, Deity, Ampty, Marm, and Neo, and with I knew I wanted to keep Ampty and Deity on the team, and we knew we kind of wanted to like part ways with Marm and Neo, so we can kind of switch our play style and like kind of get a different vibe in the team. And so we ran our trial process, and we didn't have like a huge list. Honestly, there's a lot of people available, but we had like a kind of list like of people we wanted. I think Hitman was at the top of the list right away, because Hitman has a lot of good comp experience, and we all knew Hitman was good. We just didn't know how we meshed with him, and he fit like perfectly vibe-wise and like in the system we wanted to run, and like as a player. Within like 2 or 3 scrims, we instantly knew we wanted Hitman on the team. And then Spider kind of came out of nowhere. We were trying out Spider and his friend, and honestly, like Spider was like kind of like there because like we were really interested in Spider's friend, and they were like kind of like a little package deal, if not really, but kind of. And Spider really impressed us and matched our vibes and played great, and kind of has a little chip on his shoulder. Feels like he's got something to prove, and Spider has just been nothing but a great teammate so far. So like those two were like we really knew we wanted those 2 guys on the team, and like very confident in their abilities. And then Rival was like the 3rd person we were doing in that trial process. And it was like we were kind of between Spider and Rival for that last spot, and we kind of like went with Spider because we felt like roles fit better. But it was a really hard decision, and because that decision was so hard, and Ampty doesn't have the most like perfect schedule in life to play comp and to practice as much as we want to as a team. We brought that up to Ampty, and we were able to kind of bring Rival onto the team and move Ampty down to a sub because of his schedule availability. And well, that sucks to an extent because like I did want to build this roster with Ampty on the team. I think like he kind of understood where we were coming from, and we also like kind of have like a vision we kind of want to build out here. And I think this is like I built a lot of teams on paper, and I've realized that you can't always just do that. I think this is like the best team I could have built for what I want to do. Like throw everything on paper out of it. Like how do things feel? What did my gut tell me? And everything with every player we tried out. And I think this is the best team I could have put together, and I'm excited to see what we can do. Obviously, the end goal is going to be win E3, but I kind of just want to take everything we're in at and one step at a time, and I just want to be in the fight when it comes to playoff time in Element 3. That's kind of the goal.
So, you've been playing 5 years, so half a decade by now, competitively in Siege. Who would you put as your top 5 teammates of all time? And when I mean by top 5, I mean the most success you've had, along with like the most talented players and people you've actually thoroughly enjoyed playing with through that time.
Okay, so for the whole combination of people, it's so hard because I've played with like so many people. It's basically taking like a list of like anywhere from like 10 to 12 people and like putting into 5, and you got to leave people out, and that sucks. But I have to put Gavin and Packer in right away because those two are like went to Pro League. Were like clear cut like amazing people at the game and just like top talents, and then they also like were really fun to play with. And I really enjoyed that team. I think that might be my favorite team ever. The 2022 VALK roster I had. So those guys for sure. Okay, and then I have 3 more spots, and I'm not gonna put anyone from the current team on there because I haven't been playing with them long enough. Okay, gosh, oh my. It's basically between players from my Wildcard Aces team and my original VALK team, basically.
Okay.
So I'll put Spiker on the list.
No.
Because Spiker also went to Pro League, and Spiker's a good kid. I love teaming with him. He's a beast.
Oh yeah.
I'm still good friends with Spiker. So Spiker deserves to be on that list too. And then I get 2 more spots. Let's go with X24. We're gonna do X24, Logan, from the VALK roster back in like 2020 or 2021, whenever it was. That kid was a talent, man. If that kid kept playing comp and had motivation, oh my god, he probably would have won the Pro League. That kid was a beast. And then I will say I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Bry from the Wildcard Aces roster.
Okay.
I think Bri is one of my boys. Everyone on that Wildcard Aces roster, I'm really good friends with. Those guys are some of my best friends I've ever made, and I had so much fun playing with them. Just in general, take everything out of it. But Bri definitely was the GOAT.
Well, everyone, that's going to conclude today's episode. JJ, I'm just happy to talk to you again. It's been so long. I'm happy to be working with you again. See what you're going to do with Valkyrie in your third stint. Hey, third time's a charm. Hey, why not? See what happens. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, just tell everyone they can find you on Twitter or X. I'm so sorry. If you stream on Twitch or anything. Yeah, I'm about to say I hate calling it X.
It's Twitter.
it's Twitter in my heart. But yeah, just tell everyone where they can find you, where they can see y'all play sometimes if you stream or anything.
Yeah. So my @ on Twitter is at JJBlazt. JJBlazt. So yeah, we got a lot coming up recently going into Siege right now. We got ZCL League, which is a very low-ender league, but we're gonna give our all in that, go out and win that. We got a Xenon, like a quicker Xenon League coming up, and major quals hopefully in a month and a half or so. And then on top of that, we're working on our push for Element whenever that comes next. So I'll be tweeting out everything on my Twitter whenever we got games. And we humble and hungry. We out here, you know what I mean? We on that come up. We're gonna make that shit happen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like it. I love it. I'm prepared. I am mentally and physically ready for this.
Yeah. So when we're in games, the guy at the top of the scoreboard is Deity. Deity is at the top of the scoreboard. You'll see that. He's either gonna be at the top or the very bottom. One of the two. Because he's either killing the whole team or he is 0-6 on entry. There's no in between. And Hitman gets very angry about that. Hitman makes that very clear. A little inside joke, but you're not supposed to peek fence on the window 4 times in a row. That Deity learned that one the hard way. Yeah. Shout out Deity.
Shout out Deity. Throwing some shots, but we love you. But we'll get you on the show one day soon, maybe. But anyways, thank you, JJ. I enjoyed it. Good luck to y'all. We're so excited from us on the staff, everyone in the community, all part, everyone that's in the Legion in this whole. We are ready, and we can't wait, man. But other than that, we will see y'all next time, and that's all I gotta say. Damn! Look at that. Okay. Shoot your gun. Okay, leave that in. I don't care. Leave that in. Anyways, see y'all later. Have a blessed day. Peace.